A millionaire walked in unannounced, and froze when he saw the maid doing this with his son. The house felt unusually still that afternoon, far too silent for a mansion that normally breathed with footsteps, murmurs, and movement. Mariah adjusted the laundry basket resting against her hip, careful not to spill folded clothes as she listened for the baby's familiar coo. She had worked in grand homes before, but the Hale residence carried something different, something that tugged at her heart. That difference was Liam. Just 8 months old, curious beyond measure, crawling faster than she could finish one load of laundry. She had rested him on a soft blanket near the dryer earlier, surrounded by toys, though his attention, like most babies, leaned toward everything he was not supposed to touch. The smooth buttons on the washer, the shiny edge of the silver door, the reflection of his tiny grin in the glass. Mariah bent to organize more linens, smiling the moment she heard him babble. "What are you plotting now, little boy?" she whispered playfully. When she turned, her stomach dipped. Liam had scooted toward the front-load washer, pressing both chubby hands against the cold metal surface. He began pulling himself upright, laughing at the mirror-like window. The machine was unplugged. She had checked it earlier, as she always did, but before she could stop him, his foot slipped. She rushed forward, catching him before his head could hit the edge. He squealed, thrilled, unaware of danger. His tiny arms stretched, and in the wriggle of excitement, his upper body slid halfway into the empty washer drum. "Oh, sweet heaven," Mariah breathed, a nervous laugh escaping. One hand held his waist firmly, the other gripped the door so it stayed open. Liam squealed again, legs kicking with pure joy, convinced he had discovered his newest hiding place. Before we continue, kindly tell us in the comments, what time is it where you're watching from? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now let's get back to our story. Liam squealed again, louder this time, his little legs kicking wildly as though he had stumbled into the greatest hiding spot ever created. His excitement filled the room, his laughter bubbling so loud that it drowned out the thudding in Mariah's chest. She eased him out carefully, shaking her head. "You little troublemaker," she whispered with a shaky laugh. "You trying to make me old before my time?" Liam clung to her arm with both pudgy hands, his cheeks glowing with mischief. To distract him, she widened her eyes and made silly faces, pretending the washer was trying to swallow him whole. He erupted in screams of amusement, completely safe, tucked securely in her arms. For Mariah, this was familiar territory, keeping a baby entertained while preventing disaster. She had raised siblings, cared for children long before she ever polished marble floors for wealthy families. She knew this wasn't danger, not even close. It was simply one moment among many, one harmless burst of curiosity while she juggled endless chores inside a mansion built from fortunes she would never touch. But life often twists the calmest moments. A sharp click broke through the laughter, the front door unlocking. Heavy footfalls echoed through the hallway, closer, louder. Mariah froze. Liam still giggled softly against her shoulder. She turned just as a tall figure stepped into the doorway. Alexander Hale. The man whose name was etched on expensive contracts. The owner of this home. The father of this child. Back earlier than planned. 3 weeks gone. Flights, suits, glass conference rooms, always somewhere else. Today he arrived unannounced, determined to see firsthand whether his home ran smoothly without him. What he walked into stopped him cold. His only child halfway inside a washing machine. The maid clutching him. Laughter echoing off tile. The scene looked wrong from where he stood, too wrong. "What are you doing?" His voice cracked like thunder. He stormed forward, polished shoes slamming the floor, anger hardening every line of his face. Mariah staggered back, holding Liam tighter. The child sensed the shift and whimpered, the sound small and confused. "Sir, it's not what you think," she gasped. Her hands stayed firm around Liam, rocking him instinctively. "He crawled here on his own. The machine is unplugged. I would never hurt him." Alexander's hands curled into fists at his sides, every breath dragging heavy through his chest. His pulse roared with the kind of fear that only a parent understands. Wild, instant, consuming. Terrifying images flashed across his mind, each worse than the last. "Did you put my child in that machine?" he thundered, the sound echoing through the small room like a strike of lightning. Mariah shook her head desperately, tears already lining her lashes. "No, no, sir. He crawled over there himself. He slipped. I caught him before anything happened. He's safe. I swear he's safe." She pulled Liam closer, pressing him against her shoulder, the little boy nuzzling into her uniform as though he belonged nowhere else. Alexander stood just a short distance away, jaw clenched so tightly that the muscles tremored across his face. His eyes darted between the child, the open washer door, and the woman holding him. He looked like a man fighting between fury and disbelief, between instinctive rage and a truth he didn't want to accept. "Explain," he finally growled, low, sharp, cutting straight through the silence. "Tell me exactly what you were doing with my son." Mariah swallowed, voice trembling but steady enough to speak. "Sir, please listen. He was playing near the washer. I never looked away. He tried to stand and slipped, and his body slid inside. I caught him immediately. I never let go, not for a second. He was laughing because I was trying to keep him calm so he wouldn't get scared." Alexander snapped back, his voice cracking with emotion. "Do you think this is amusing? Do you think my son's safety is entertainment? Do you have any idea what it looked like when I walked in here?" He stopped mid-sentence, the rest too horrific to speak aloud. Mariah shook her head, tears spilling openly. "No, sir. There's nothing funny about this. I would never risk his life. I care about him more than you think. I'm the one holding him when nights get long. I'm the one feeding him when he cries. He trusts me, sir. Look at him. Would he be clinging to me like this if I ever meant him harm?" Alexander paused, torn between anger and realization. His gaze moved from Mariah's tear-streaked face to his son, who rested peacefully against her shoulder. Liam whimpered softly, then lifted his tiny hand toward his father, a gesture so innocent it shattered Alexander's fury. He stepped forward and gently took the boy from her arms, pressing Liam close, holding him as if afraid the moment might slip away. The room fell into a hush, broken only by Liam's soft sniffling breaths. Alexander lowered his face into his son's hair, inhaling the familiar scent, grounding himself. When he finally looked back at Mariah, his voice was different, not calm but searching. "You're saying he crawled into that thing by himself?" Her answer came without hesitation. "Yes, sir. The moment he slid inside, I pulled him out. The washer isn't connected. I make sure of that every morning. He was never in danger. I swear to you." She wiped her cheeks, hands shaking, but she didn't look away. "It looked terrible, but I would give everything I have before I ever let harm come to him." Alexander studied her, conflicted. Anger would have been easier, cleaner. But truth didn't bend for emotion. Liam hadn't been frightened by her. He had laughed, trusted her, reached for her. And Alexander knew why, because she had been present where he had not. Not for the slip-up, not for the laughter, not for the little milestones that stitched together a child's life. Boardrooms, airplanes, deals, endless meetings. Those had taken priority. She had filled the empty spaces he didn't even notice existed. A long breath escaped him, shaky and honest. "You're right," he murmured. "The moment I walked in, it terrified me. You don't know what I imagined." He closed his eyes, then opened them again, not with anger but with acceptance. "But I believe you." Mariah's relief was so overwhelming that her knees weakened. She steadied herself with one hand against the washer, whispering, "Thank you." Alexander looked down at Liam, whose breathing had settled into calm, trusting rhythm against his chest. Liam stretched his small hand toward Mariah, releasing a soft sound, not a cry but a reach for comfort. Alexander hesitated, then stepped closer, lowering the child enough for his fingers to brush against hers. The boy's lips curved into a faint smile, his damp lashes blinking slowly, and in that single gesture the air shifted. The anger that once filled the room thinned, replaced by something fragile. Alexander's voice softened, no longer sharp, no longer distant. "You've cared for him like someone who belongs to him, haven't you?" Mariah looked down, her voice quiet but steady. "I've simply done what any woman who loves a child would do. He needed affection, and I gave him what I could." Alexander swallowed hard, emotion tightening in his throat. He had never imagined that a member of his staff could become anything more than a name on payroll. Yet here stood the woman who had carried all the moments he had missed, not out of duty but devotion. "You deserve far more than a paycheck," he said gently. "I owe you gratitude." Mariah shook her head, still holding Liam's tiny fingers as if they were the thread holding her together. "Just be around, sir. Not for me, for him. He needs his father." The words pierced deeper than any accusation could. Alexander nodded slowly, feeling the truth land inside him. "You're right," he answered quietly. "He does." For a moment, the laundry room held more meaning than any boardroom ever could. The millionaire, the maid, and the child stood close, not connected by wealth or contract, but by something far more human: trust. If this story touched you, tap the like button and subscribe for more heart-pulling, emotional stories like this. And tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? We love hearing from you. Until next time, stay kind, stay connected, and keep watching.